welcome back to the page. We're going to talk about long term and specifically in the oil industry. These are going to have opportunities of 100 to 400% returns, and this is going to be great for anyone that's doing long term. Why I do this is because I'm more of a long term investor. My goal is to capitalize on multiple percentages, right? So if we can get 35% on an investment, if we can get 40% on an investment, if we can get 50%, and these are usually within a few months. You can see that this one right here, I got a few months ago and I'm already up 40%. So I got this June 26th. The date today is the 27th, so 6 months, and we're already at 40%. Even Jack in the Box, 12%, right? This is another one right here, 8%, right? And so on. Okay. My goal is to get a lot of percentages, ideally in a perfect world. Okay. So I want to talk about the oil industry. I think there's a lot of opportunities there, especially with the Trump administration. And ultimately, what I'm going to be focusing on, right? If you don't have this document, definitely message me and I'll get you guys this document. But I usually try to focus on large market caps, okay, large market caps to mega market caps because they have, they're going to stay in business longer, right? More importantly, small market caps can go out of business. Mid market caps are great, but large market caps are going to be my focal point when it comes to long term positions, right? And then you can see notes here. Small market caps, 11, 13%. High volatility, you can lose a stock, right? What I like about large is they're slower movers, leaps if you're doing options, right? And then mega market caps are, the masters of it too as well. So we focusing on literally everything that is worth um, 20 billion or more. Okay. This is going to be the company type that we're going to focus on. Okay. So these are my go-tos right now. This is what I'm going to talk about, these five stocks. Ultimately, when I did back testing, it's pretty spot on, right? If we go through a lot of it is once we hit origins, right? You can see here, this is a origin level, right? So let's just say hypothetically 2021, and you bought, once again, this is a $15 billion company right about here, right? Hypothetically, you could have made, let's just say you bought here, that's about 300% return, right? With the highs of 2025 being 500%, right? So these are long-term plays, right? These are not options or anything like that, even though you can do options, but these are more so long-term plays, right? Here's another example right here. You can kind of see, right? 2020 or 2002 origin level, right? This is what created the high. We came back to it. Looked like we are about to sell off, and then we came back up here, right? So there's still opportunity here if we come back into this range, but same thing. Let's just say that you buy in here and you just target up here, right? You're looking at about 200% return. If you hold and this just becomes one of your long-term portfolios, you're looking at about 500% return. Okay. So that's the goal as we're looking at some of these, right? And it's across the board in different industries, but I'm going to be focusing on more the oil industry, and then I'll start to unpack different industries in different areas too as well, just long-term wise. Okay, so let's dive in. These are my go-tos, and this is kind of what I'm going to be adding to my position. Petroli, Brazili, PBR is the ticket symbol. This company is worth basically 88 billion, right? I like that. And then you can kind of see where it's at right now. It's a little past the origin, right? You can see the low has been about 11, but even if you buy here $14 and you hold, you can kind of see right here, right? Targeting the highs of 2008, that's about a 400% return. Okay. The beauty of this is most times we're not just buying just to buy, right? We're going to do research. We're going to go to like a site like Yahoo Finance, type in the name of the company. Once it pops up, then we can kind of look at, the different finances behind them too as well. So PBR is the ticket symbol. Let's see if we can find it in here. PBR. And of course, today's the day I have internet issues. Okay, PBR, there we go. All right, and so ideally, what I'm looking at in here, I'm looking at 52-week ranges. Market cap you can see is 92 billion. So even trading view right now is showing 88. It's actually more expensive than that. It's more they're more financially sound. And then what I usually do is I go to financials right here. And all I'm doing is I'm just looking at some of the financials if I can get some financial information on the property or on the stock itself on the company. So whenever this loads up, all right, there we go. So you can see 2021. These are, once again, you add three more zeros to it, right? We're looking at trillions of dollars, right? And so you can kind of see they've been growing, which is great. They're not negative. I mean, obviously, oil is usually pretty consistent. And then once we get into the cash flow element of it, once we get into the cash flow, you can see right here, 37.49. So, their cash flow are positive, which is great. And so that's the beauty of it too. So this would be a good company to take a look at. So this is why I like this company. They've been around obviously for some time, right? And ultimately, like I said, even if you bought today, and let's say you missed it out, I mean, you're still looking at about a 400% return. If you hold, even let's just say for the next 5 to 10 years, this is a 5 to 10 year stock actually too. 5 to 10 years, you're looking at 200%, right? But once again, this is a long term play. Okay. Same thing. They have another one too as well. They have an A and also B. So same exact concept. Another company that I like right now is going to be Occidental Petroleum. This is Oxy is their symbol. Now it does need to come down a little bit, to if we can $27. Once you get down about here, you should see another 400% return opportunity loading up, right? But you need to definitely be patient with this one right here. Okay, so this right here is a $43 billion company too. And if we go and look at their ticket symbol also, you can see there. All right, so same as that concept. We can see if we look at the market cap right here, 43 billion. We go to financials. This doesn't normally take this long, but whatever. We go to financials, you can see they're cash positive. They've been cash positive for some time. You can see their income, their operating expenses are still fairly low. But even like their, if you go down here to, let's go look at their cash real quick. Cash flow, right? So you can see their cash too, right? 10, 16, 16. So they're still net positive, which is great. So this would be another long-term stock that I would love to actually add to my position, right? And so this is all I'm doing as you're doing it. Here's another one too. This one needs to come down. But you can see once we came back down to the origin, um, like you can see the opportunity, right, when it comes to some of these long-term plays, right? There's another 400% opportunity, and then here's another one. I like this one. I just missed this one recently. So this one is EC. This company right now also is. This one is, where is this one based out of actually? Colombia. Okay, so same thing with this one too. It's another long-term play. So even if y'all bought today, right, you're looking at about another 400% opportunity. If I wait and see if we can come down a little bit more into like this origin range, then I mean we could also look at a 600% return. And this is a long-term stock, meaning I'm holding it for 5 to 10 years, okay, to make that 600%. So here's another one too. If we go to search for it, here we go. EC. All right. And so for those of you guys that want to get into stocks and investing, right, this is the best way to do it. It's long term, right? Yes, you can do options, you can do day trading. But sometimes, I've found out for me and for a lot of us that just want to kind of dip our toes in the water and just make money, right, on some of our stocks, all right, make money passively on our just our money, right? Ultimately, this is the best way to do it. You buy something, you put 500 or 200 or 1,000, 2,000, and you let it flip for the 200%. Right. So here's a company right now. You can see here is their market cap, right? So they're a $27 billion company. Once again, if we go back to our sheet right here, right, they fall in line with the large cap because they're over 10 billion, right? Which once again, volatility is lower, right? These are safer plays, right? Slower movers, but ultimately, you'll make your percentages. Right, say for long term, 20 to 40%. They appreciate over 2 to 3 years, and that's the name of the game. Okay, so if we go back here, we look at their finances. All right, so we go look at their financials. As soon as this loads up, man, I need to look at getting another internet because for me doing trading, this is ridiculous. All right, there we go. Okay, so you can see, right, once again, they're making a lot of money revenue wise. I actually like this one. I think this is one of the better ones, the best ones I've seen. I just wish that I bought it lower here as a penny stock versus everything else. I mean, and that's sometimes the difference of making a lot of money to a little money, right? But if we go back, you can see they're making a lot of money. We're talking about like, um, I mean, multiple, over trillions of dollars. Okay. And then if I go to cash flow, right, you can see also that they're making a lot too. And the beauty of this one is like they're growing, right? So they're making more than they made 5 years ago, right? And they're steady growing, which is great. Okay. Um, so this would be a great company to buy long term wise. Oil company, these are safer bets. All right. And if I'm looking back at this, like I said, long term wise, if you buy it today, you're looking at, about a 400% return. If we wait back to the origin, you'll probably make, about 600, 700%. So that's pretty much it. These are my go-to stocks for anyone that's looking to make about, 200 to upwards of 700% returns. This is the oil industry. These are my top five right now. Once again, as I look at things, this is how I look at things. And this is for anyone that just wants to make money passively on investing, right? So if you make money and you want to put away $500 or $1,000 or $2,000 a month and make 40% on it, make, 100%, 200% passively, right? To make it an opportunity for your kids and family to retire, right? And not have to work 24/7. These are great alternatives. Okay. So this is the oil industry. Next video, I'll be trying to look at different industries. If there are any industries that you guys want to look at, any sectors that you want to look at. I mean, obviously you have oil, you have energy, you have tech, you have software, right? You have real estate. Definitely let me know. Drop it in the comments and I'll add that into our videos. All right, talk to you guys soon. And if this is your first time on here, please like and subscribe. Let me give me some feedback too as well. All right, talk to you guys soon.